Hate is a very dark word. Hate is physically very heavy. Anyone who has ever hated knows that hate creates a physical pressure on the body, on the shoulders, which constantly makes you feel agitated. It makes you squint your eyebrows and crunch in your forehead. These are the visual traits even people who like to hate or who have accustomed to hate or who don't know anything besides hate have this appearance. This constant stiffness. They have distressed faces. Hate does this to you. Hate is truly a heavy burden to carry around. And then there are those who don't know how to hate very well. They only know how to display and resonate from a position of love. Always sharing loving relationships and loving memories from life, and then something happens and we begin to hate. I'm not talking about hating food or hating a football team or hating a country. I'm very specifically talking about hate. Hate for another living human being. You see, when hate comes to you like this, caused by involuntary or unwilling situations, then hate becomes much more powerful, much more forceful. A person who is a hateful person hates pretty much everything, including hates his own life in most cases. He hates the weather, he hates his wife, he hates his friends, he hates his job, he hates his car, he hates authority. These people lead life in a skeptical and hateful way. They pretty much find flaw and fault in everything and just live bitter, hateful lives. So this person who hates everything has a plethora of options on where to exert his hate. And some days he would exert the pressure more on his wife, and other days he would exert the pressure on his employees, and some days he would exert more pressure on himself. Now, when you are a person who likes to live more on the loving side of life, and then it happens, you are submerged into a situation where your only sanity and survival is to hate, then you choose to hate someone as a result of how you feel caused by their actions or words or treatment. Okay? So let's identify that there are three positions you can occupy with hate in personal relationships. And it is not uncommon to be a target of all three contrasting experiences of hate. The toughest is the first type, who is a loving person but now has a reason to hate. If you are this person, regardless of what you went through for hate to enter into your life, you should consider this. What happens is, when you are a person who normally practices love and resonates happiness, and you now have someone to hate, then you don't have the option or the plethora of hate channels similar to the person who is accustomed to hate. And so you exert all your hate on this one person. They become the cause to all your life problems. This person becomes the reason for your anxiety and for your breakouts and for your acne and for your loss in confidence and for everything in your life that went wrong while this person was in it. Regardless of the good times, we become so cynical and revisit every situation with this person as a red flag that we may have missed. That's what happens to loving people who choose to transfer all the hate to a single source or a single person. These are innate responses from the receptors of pain. It's how, like a turtle or a crab, move into their shell at the sign of threat. This treatment of all the hate being channeled in one direction is a defense response. And that is because you cannot differentiate your feelings being passive or threatening to your mental state as time goes by. And in these situations, it's unbelievable how quickly you can fill yourself up with subconscious hate. I have come across people in relationships for 20 years and more, and at the end, the only thing that either one or both had to say was, "Thanks for ruining my last 20 years." How can anyone who spent 20 years in a relationship sum up the anger into a confirmed decision of discreditation and disassociation and strip the other person of their contribution and compromises? If you are the one resonating the hate, then you should know this, that whether it is your intention or not, you are creating a situation for the receiver of hate to go into a deep state of tachyturn. Pause. Take a step back. Relax. Breathe. You're only hurting yourself. This kind of hate is extremely unhealthy. It's unhealthy for you and it's unhealthy for the people around you. This creates all sorts of disorders. This creates all sorts of traumas. This creates all sorts of dependencies as you move on in life. Sure, it feels good at the moment to hate. There's comfort in that and a sense of no accountability or contribution to the situation. Encouraging the hate feels good at the moment. But what happens few months, few years down the road if you can't get rid of the hate and the receiver of the hate has moved on? The receiver of your hate has a better life or a miserable life or dead even. Would you be comfortable? As a good person that you feel you are, would you be comfortable to hate this person if they were miserably ill or failed in life or they are dead now? Can you still hate them? And if they become successful and you continue to hate the person, then it only creates strength for your jealousy trait. What happens then is your life turns into guilt. Are you ready for that? You are being told the truth right now. So do sit with this for a while. If you think hate will just go away in time, then you are wrong, because hate is something that needs to be worked on in being removed just as much as love needs to be worked on being instilled. Okay? It's important to understand that. The second type who experiences hate. Maybe you are the receiver of that hate. If you are the receiver of that hate, regardless of your efforts to keep the hate away, there is nothing you can do to reverse that hate. When someone hates you, they hate you. You have given them enough reason to make that opinion. You have given them enough reason to make a final decision. If you have remorse, if you want to repair, you can attempt to do that, but do not do it with the intentions of removing hate. Do it with the intentions of repairing what you broke, because removing hate can only come after removing pain. And if you broke nothing, but you somehow take accountability for the hate you are receiving, which may have triggered the other person caused by your subconscious annoying traits, or you feel that the relationship has more to offer and these are little speed bumps and you continue to be good while they continue to hate, then I would ask you to ask yourself this: am I dependent on this person in any way for affection or love, for motivation, or for any other emotional dependency? Really sit with this question for a while. Is that why you are willing to work on reversing the hate? Because if this person hates you and you have done nothing wrong, then I suggest for you to gracefully pick up your bags and start walking away. That would be the noble thing to do for yourself. Over time, if this person realizes if they exerted unfair or undeserved hate towards you, then do not consider this a victory or a sign of rekindle to the relationship. Be humble and carry on with your life. And if you are the third type, if you are the one who created the hate for reasons, immoral reasons, then it is your responsibility to a certain degree to try and remove the pain more than the hate. What you should focus on is removing the pain that you caused, and once you remove the pain, the hate will slowly start going away. In all three cases, before anything can move further, you must understand that the most important procedure here is to remove the pain, either in you or in them or in both. And removing pain is not easy. Removing pain is not confirmed. Removing pain is not guaranteed. And removing the pain would require you to do a lot and a lot of studying, because in reality, there are very delicate rules to follow if removing pain that you caused. And you should consider it as vulnerable as a situation as unplugging a grenade. But removing the pain is now your moral obligation. Do it in a cognitive way, in a moral way, without any expectations. There are sessions I have covered on that, which you can find under the playlist called Regrets. Do take a look at those videos, because if you have caused hate and hurt someone's heart as a result of misconducting yourself, then not only is it your responsibility to remove the pain, but in that process, it is your responsibility to realize what else you were doing wrong. What else could you possibly be doing wrong and completely make a life U-turn? Clearly, you are here because this hate is bothering you, which means this person was important to you. And if this person was important to you, you will need to work on yourself. You will need to fix the problem. You cannot remove the hate before you remove the pain. I talk about how to do this in the session I have covered under the playlists called Transformations. Okay? Work on yourself. Rescue others from pain and hate. Remove hate from your heart. Remove hate from your heart, from your life, and enter love into your life. Whether you are the person who is a hateful person, whether you are a person who is having hate at the moment because it is caused through pain that someone has inflicted on you, or whether you are the person who is experiencing pain from another person that you've inflicted pain on, or whether you are the person who is experiencing hate for no reason of your own fault. You must understand this in all situations. Hate is not good. Hate is not something healthy. Hate is for the weak. It doesn't matter where the hate is coming from at the moment or why the hate is in your heart. If you are hurting while hating, you must not transfer or influence this hate on anyone else. You must not be the person or the source who resonates hate to the degree where the people around you are forced to hate. Hate is harmful, internally more than on what's visible. Hate causes all sorts of chronic illnesses, all sorts of mental disorders, and all sorts of physical ailments. Hate causes all sorts of generational curses. Think about this, my friends. You have just one life to live with as much love as you can. Love does not mean making a fool of yourself. Love does not mean acting like you're in a circus. Love does not mean throwing millions of dollars on people for affection and attention. Love does not mean being happy all the time. Love does not mean giving all the time. Love does not mean being passionate and caring and considerate all the time. Love means making mistakes and learning from them and correcting them. Love means allowing others to make mistakes and learn from them and correct them while you be patient with them. Love means disliking someone but then giving them the opportunity to be liked again. Love means helping others to like people that they dislike. Love means feeling the pain of someone else that is close to you. Love means not being ungrateful to memories and favors to people who once meant everything to you. Love means being able to forgive and remove the pain and replace it with love again. You have just one life, and it's filled with malice. Try to reduce as much pain as you can from life and the life in the people around you. It is your moral obligation to do that. Begin by removing the hate and the pain from yourself, then removing the pain and the hate from the person who is sharing this pain and hate with you at the moment. Introduce genuine bliss and love in your life. Resonate love in your life and show people that there is love and that love does prevail over time. So if you are the person who is hating someone at the moment, please reconsider. And if you are the person who is receiving hate at the moment, then be patient. Think deep about what you want next. And know that the only thing that replaces hate is love. And it starts with loving yourself. Be safe, be positive, and keep making the wise decisions.